We're coming towards the end of the day. I tried to memorize this, but I took some notes. In closing, just kind of recapping some of the big themes today, I think Selena's keynote really captured it. It all starts with telling a story. And absolutely, that is one of my favorite things about ATT&CK is I think, a couple of talks actually mentioned this. Garrett Young, I think, did it best, but ATT&CK isn't going to be a silver bullet. It's not going to solve your problems. It's not going to be something you can just throw at an issue or kind of, just adopt it and you're solved. It really is going to be something that makes you better at whatever you're doing, whether you're hunting, whether you're a blue teamer or a red teamer, procurement, or just a security-minded user. Really, ATT&CK is going to be that story, that context of, why does this matter? What could potentially happen that connects us exactly as this last presentation captured, connects us to detections, mitigations, ideas, configurations, automation opportunities. All of that really, is going to be something from you, not necessarily something that ATT&CK is just going to solve for you. So it really is something that, this community, I know we really rally around each other and start building out. But, second big theme of the day was, telling that story. It only goes so far if you don't know who's listening. And I think that's something that, from my own perspective, being on the ATT&CK team for almost 4.5 years now, that was one of my biggest lessons was, think about who's listening, think about who's reading. Do I need to go really far in the weeds, or do I really need to provide, high level summaries? Biggest thing is, you don't want to overwhelm, but you also don't want to underwhelm, and really finding that balance in terms of, who am I talking to? What are they going to do about it? And how do I really connect the bridge and connect the gap in terms of actionability for them? So knowing that audience is going to be, advantageous and so powerful. Third thing I picked up and I thought was really cool was, one of the spirit of ATT&CK, as we know, these techniques aren't things that we're just making up. These aren't, hypothetical ideas. These aren't pretend threats. These aren't potential malware. This is all data driven. So with that theme of, it's not just, building the framework, but everything else we do in this space. Let's think about, how can we prioritize? How can we inform? Rather than, I love the last, second to last talk really touched on it, and during the Q&A was, let's not do random things. Let's let our data lead us towards, victory. And, there's so many different metrics that we can capture from that perspective, but it only starts with, fourth lesson was knowing yourself. What are you capable of? What data are you collecting? What are your prioritizations? What are your, biggest risk and biggest things you're worried about? And how do you integrate that with, knowing your audience, telling the story, and really, understanding what do we need to measure and how do we go about that? And at what level of granularity? And final thing of, I love whoever designed the stream of talks. Amazing job. I don't think this was an accident, but the latter half of the day really touched on, I think this almost circles back to the keynote from the very first ATT&CKcon, was now that we have solutions and we have these great ideas, let's build tools around them. Let's talk about them. Let's share that with the community, not only to share those resources and making sure we're really, compiling on each other and really learning from each other's lessons, but also taking feedback and saying, this is an idea, this is a problem I had. You might share that exact same problem. Exactly as the last question addressed, there might be additional problems that this solution can already address or within our arm's reach. So rather than just starting from scratch and we all are solving all these problems and dealing with things on our own, why don't we learn from each other? We're absolutely a community that shares many, if not all, the same problems. There really is absolutely no reason that we can't come together like this and start to really be a community with the shared problem set and shared adversary space. So with that, I definitely don't want to just sit here and brain vomit for the next 10 minutes, especially with alcohol on the other side of this wall. So just wanted to thank you again for showing up, being as amazing as you are, contributing, and most especially today. It's really it's been a couple years since we were able to do this. A lot of us forgot, or we haven't, especially how much the ATT&CK team has grown. We have an opportunity to be here and actually feel what it feels like to see all you and all the online Slack, Twitter, all that stuff. It's been great. So really kind of seeing everyone here. So definitely take a second to give yourselves a round of applause and truly thank you.